Hello, my name is Morgan Lucy, and tonight I will be presenting a communication model. And the model I will be presenting is the Communication Privacy Management Theory, CPM, which is brought to you by Sandra Petronio, which sounds a lot like a spell from Harry Potter. Sorry if that offends you, but Harry Potter, it's a good series, you know? Okay. Anyways, the basic principle of this theory is that it reveals private information that might strengthen relationships with significant people in your life. The book gives the example of going to the doctor and having a suspicious lump somewhere on you. Once the doctor checks you out, you may find out you have a form of cancer. So find out you have a form of cancer. Well, you need a necessary exploratory surgery, and the surgery isn't life or death, but who would you tell? It's still kind of cancerous, so it could still be cancerous. So who are you going to tell? Family, a good friend, a significant other? If we choose to share information like this, it can cause stress in our relationships, and that's why in this theory Petronio suggests my notes are kind of crazy. Suggests that we have privacy boundaries. These privacy boundaries are metaphors to show how people think borders between private and public information should be shared. And there are 5 core boundaries that Petronio mentions, which I'll kind of walk you through the 5. So the first one is people believe that they own and have a right to control their private information, which is completely accurate. And basically this one summed up is people feel they need to have privacy, which is how pretty much everyone feels. That's why people get mad when Facebook changes their privacy settings, because they're like, hey dude, like I thought I knew what was going on, but I don't. Anyways, that's basically the gist of that one. Number 2, people control their private information through the use of privacy rules. Through this core value, we can see that rule-based theory, which assumes that best understands people's actions are chosen freely when we choose to learn about people, like how people manage their lives. Some ways we use to develop our own privacy rules could be through culture, gender, motivation, context, risk, and benefit ratio. So I'm going to walk you through each of those now. Through culture, each culture has a different way. Why do I keep saying I apologize. That values are what values they share, and so some cultures, like say in Asian culture and American culture, they both have different values on how much they should share with people. And so say Asian culture, they might be a little bit more drawn back to share things like that, but American culture, we're just out there, America, we want to share all of the things that we have going on. So the next one would be gender, and there's actually a study that shows that both men and women tend to reveal more information to women, which I don't know if that's because they gossip more or because they have that more motherly role and people tend to cater to that. The next one would be motivation. Say there's 2 people who have gone through the same situation, and if one person knows that another person has gone through this similar situation, they're more likely to share this private information that they have because they know the other person has already gone through it, so that kind of is their motive. Another privacy rule would be context. Oftentimes people who have been through a really tough situation, they don't really feel the need to share things, although they feel the need to share them, but they feel like they can't. So when they do share them, it's through a mundane situation, like doing the dishes or watching TV. They don't have to necessarily look the person in the eye when they're sharing this information, and that's the context of that one. The next one is risk-benefit ratio, like we talked about in class, about how we add the benefits and we subtract the cost of the option. We don't necessarily want to risk embarrassment or rejection, but we could be missing opportunities to get help from people if we don't share some of our private information. The third one would be disclosure creates a confidant or a co-owner. And once a person shares information, it's impossible to get it back. So you need to really be sure that you trust the person that you share the information with. This makes the people co-owners. When a person becomes a co-owner, they feel the responsibility for this information. Although originally the person with the information may feel a certain way about how the info should be managed, once you share it, it's their own opinion. Once you share it, the person who knows the information now has their own opinion on how it should be shared. Which brings us to the next point of coordinating mutual privacy boundaries. The co-owners of the private information need to negotiate on who the information goes to, or if it should be shared at all, or how much it should be shared, everything. Like, they need to set examples, set boundaries for that part, or else there could be some problems, which brings us to our next point, point number 5 in this theory, boundary turbulence. If you don't discuss your boundaries, then there could be some problems in your relationship. It could put relationships at risk. When co-owners don't negotiate what they're supposed to do, then people will get upset. Like, if you don't set some rules, you're going to have some problems, because sometimes there's fuzzy boundaries, which the book stated is when you're not really clear who or what should know, and they go ahead and share the information, and then the person's mad. Well, it's the person's fault for not setting up boundaries. The next one would be an intentional breach in this turbulence. And this is when sometimes happens in breakups, when you find out someone broke up with so-and-so, and then private information is shared that wasn't really supposed to be shared. But sometimes the next thing in the turbulence would be just mistakes. Hannah Montana said it best, that everybody makes mistakes, everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when we say that people don't always feel the best, and sometimes when they're not feeling the best, they share information they shouldn't. That information shouldn't be shared, but it happens. People make mistakes and they share information they shouldn't. Hopefully we have forgiveness and we can figure things out and it'll be okay. Thank you for watching my kind of long video, I apologize, on communication privacy management theory, and that's all I have. So thanks for watching.